Thank you, Dusa. Hi, everybody. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. It is Pentiment. And I'm Josh Kloss, and I use they, them pronouns. This is a video game. And it's a little bit hard to recap what's happened so far, but we're an artist, Andreas Muller, and we've just been through... Solving is a strong word, but unraveling a crime that happened in a village called Tassing, or technically in the Abbey, which has a name that I've forgotten, so I'm going to load in so I can refer to some of the materials in the game. Kirsau. Let me show off the map. So this is the Abbey. Show the cursor. Yeah, it's showing up. I believe it was here in the chapter house where a noble was murdered. And our friend, who worked alongside us in the scriptorium, was accused of the crime, but we convinced people it was the prior who did it. I'll think of something to use this for later. Okay. This is our friend, Andreas Muller. Was a little bit of a rapscallion back in the day, studied imperial law and oratory, is a little bit of an occultist, and believes in a mystical spirit. And spent some time in Flanders and Poland. We've just come back. We are in bad graces with the Abbey, because we accused the prior of the crime and did not go about getting the evidence to do so subtly. But that's our current state of affairs, is we're staying at a guest house, but we should stop by Klaus's house to see how he's been. We haven't been by in years. This is our little assistant who has a name which I have forgotten in the intervening week, and I would like to apologize to him for that. The room is sparse compared to what I'm used to. Hi, Hannah. Hello, Andreas. How are you enjoying your stay? I'm not a fully honest man, especially not when it's going to be mean like that. You know what? It's been wonderful, Hannah. Thank you. Oh, good. You're in the best room we have. I'm glad it's to your liking. Was there anything else? No, thank you. Until later. Until then. So, yeah, this will be remembered later. Vroom is a very good part of the game, because sometimes it comes up unexpectedly. And honestly, sometimes you may not see the consequences of that. Period. You might not go down that path. But sometimes it has big old consequences. Good day, Master Mahler. Ah, Master Mahler, is it? Hello and welcome to the Golden Hand. I am Nico Berger. I own this land house and run it with my wife, Hannah, and our son, Killian. Land house, it's like an inn. I believe my boy helped you to your room. Is it to your liking? It's lovely, thank you. I'm glad to hear it, glad to hear it. When you arrived in town, one of the locals said you lived here a few years back. Yes, I worked for the Abbey as an artist. Ah, I see. I heard that you were involved in solving a murder. Are you trying to ask me to solve a murder? No, never mind. Well, I'll leave you to your day. Until later. Until then. Hello, I'm Samuel. Hello, Andreas, I've got a sword. Hello, Andreas. I still have a sword. Just do it. You know it's the right thing. I don't understand why this is so hard for you. Otto, I'm scared. It's dangerous to cross the Abbot. Would you prefer the alternative? You don't need to do that, Otto. I understand. I'm just saying... Andreas? Andreas Meyer? Mahler? Excuse me. Oh, it's good to see you again, old friend. Otto, you're looking well. This is my apprentice. This is my apprentice, Caspar Ziegler from Salzburg. You know, Salzburg, a small city located on the river Salzach and founded on Roman ruins. Rumors of violence and rebellion in the city are becoming more common. Casper's hometown. As it should be. Tiny dog. Huge cat. There's a rabbit with an axe, also as it should be. Good day. Ah, that answers that. I thought he might be your son. I've only been married 7 years, Otto. Oh, good point. How old are you then? 14, sir. Shit, I never would have known. Easy living will do that, I guess. Eva and I just had our first. Little Otto, though we call him Otz. Baby. Baby. Oh, the baby. Also the baby. I can hear a cat, and that's very exciting to me. Congratulations to you both. That's wonderful news. Thank you. It's been a trial with Dad gone, but Clara and Ursula help out where they can. I'm sorry to hear about your father. That's life. At least he's with the Lord now, free of his aches and pains. I know Eva wrote you about my father's death, Andreas. Why didn't you write back? Sigh and look at the ground. Sorry to interrupt, but I should be heading back. Otto, aren't you going to introduce me to your friend? This is Martin, of course. Martin Bauer. Can't you tell? Oh, it's fine, Otto. It's been 7 years, and I was so much smaller then. Also, no beard. Ha. You've grown. It's been known to happen with children. As much as I love whiling away the hours in the meadow, I have a lot to attend to. Otto, I'll see you at the meeting later. Andreas, until later. Last time I saw Martin was in this meadow. He was sneezing. Seemed to hate being here. But now he loves it. Strange. Is it strange? Or are you just confused? I know what I saw. Are you sure? Good to see you, Martin. Pain in my ass. Can't believe how much Martin's changed. True, he's like the prodigal son. Took over his father's farm after Franz died. He's been much better husband to Brigitte and provider for Kat. Franz died? How's little Wolf doing? Franz's heart gave out. Local legend says he was screaming at Kat and he dropped dead. Not that I want anyone to suffer, but few were sad to see that man go. And little Wolf, he died a few months after you left. I think Martin still feels guilty about it. What's this about a meeting? You've picked an interesting time to visit. Come by the town commons in a while. I think you'll be interested to hear what I have to say. I didn't realize you were in the business of giving speeches. I'll definitely attend. Sounds good. Until later, then. Schlau! No, the baby. Yes. A regular St. Francis. Pet 5 animals. We love to see it. We love to see the game recognize petting the animals as an achievo. Andreas, I had heard you were back in Tossing. God bless you. God bless you, Father Thomas. It is good to see you. Good to see you again. Hopefully this visit will be less eventful than your last. Tassing has enough going on as it is. We have our bonfire for St. John's Eve tomorrow night. People got up to all sorts of mischief. Get up to all sorts of mischief. St. John's is the feast and celebration of St. John the Baptist, beginning at sunset on June 23rd. Coincides with Midsummer's Day and the summer solstice. And then it's my job to hear their confessions in the days that follow. Not to mention the grumbling the peasants are making. Let's just talk, brother. No need to scare our guests with such things. I'm sure if there is trouble, Master Mahler will be the first to stick his nose in it. Unless you want me to break your nose, I suggest shutting your mouth. You're not going to hit me. Not in front of Father Thomas. Say nothing. It's easy enough for you to come and go. You don't have to live with the consequences. After Ferenc was executed, Father Abbot made Matthew the new prior. Ferenc may have been annoying, but Matthew is even worse. Thanks for that. It would have been better for everyone if you had simply allowed Brother Piero to die. Wow. After all, he only had a few years left anyway. Wow. These are all very good. Looks like you have no years left. Friends, there's no need for such ire. Forgive me, Father Thomas. I let my passions get the better of me. Besides, that's not even why I came down here. Punch! I actually came to speak to you on the abbot's behalf, Andreas. Father Gernot would like to invite you to come to the library tomorrow morning if you're interested in purchasing some of our books. The abbot just had me run off and now he wants me back? I can't know the mind of the Father Abbot. I just do what he asks. The library is not quite ready yet, as it does not see much use. If you could come by tomorrow morning, Mother Illuminata can show you what's available. Mother Illuminata? Yes, since Mother Cecilia passed a few years ago. How did she die? Peacefully, in her sleep. So, tomorrow morning? Alright, tell him to expect me. I'm sure he'll be overjoyed. And Andreas, I apologize for my harsh words before. It was rash. Brother Piero was a pious man and a skilled artist. We miss him. An excellent performance, Brother Guy. I almost believed it. Andreas, please. It's fine, Father. Oh, Father Thomas, do you have a moment to speak inside the church? Yes, I think so. Why? A private matter? No, of course, of course. Until tomorrow. God bless you, Andreas. No, I want to listen in. I want to snoop. I want to snoop and spy. Please? Whew. Hey, Klaus. Dot, dot, dot. Andreas? I'm sorry, Klaus. I know it's been a long time. 7 years. 7 years and nothing from my friend Andreas. First Bert, then Marie, just after Magdalene was born. My wife always thought highly of you. I can't believe you didn't write back after I told you they had passed. I'm sorry. I should have written. Yes, you should have. Too late for that now, though. Bobo. Oh, hello. She likes you. Your business seems to have grown. What are you printing? The 12 articles. They were originally written by Swabian peasants who were demanding changes from their lords. Freedom from serfdom. Freedom to hunt and use the woods as God intended. Freedom from compulsory labor. Abolition of the inheritance tax. Fair appraisal of rent. The return of property to common use and ownership. Bavaria isn't Swabia, but their complaints are just as valid for the peasants of Tassing. Swabia is a former duchy in the southern Holy Roman Empire. It was reformed as the Swabian Circle in 1512. It borders Bavaria to the west, the Swiss Confederacy to the south, and Austria to the southeast. I don't agree with that. Well, I kind of agree. You know what? The more I think about it, no, I don't. He's not wrong if I say this. The people of Tassing are putting themselves in peril, but just to say, well, the law is the law, even if we don't like it, is a bit of a defeatist attitude. Ah, so this is Otto's cause. He's got your ear already, hmm? The abbot has been squeezing the peasants for years. Now he's squeezing the townsfolk, and we're pushing back. Their cause is righteous, Andreas. If you haven't seen the Gertners lately, you should visit them. And Otto had you print these? Yes. Why? Well, I didn't think he could read. He can't, but just about everyone else in town can. He speaks, I print. Just trying to do my part, I suppose. I'm sorry, I'm still not in the mood for this late reunion. Come back for dinner tomorrow. You should go to the Commons, hear what Otto has to say. It's worth hearing. Of course. I will see you then. Be good while we're gone, Magdalene. Will you be good? Gav gav gavoo. So many people. Gotta take a hit of water before I go on. Everyone, listen. We all know why we're here. Nothing I'm going to say will be a surprise. Nothing I'm going to say hasn't already been spoken behind closed doors, whispered to your neighbors. Nothing I'm going to say is untruthful, so this time, it's time we started saying it openly. Year after year, the Abbey has found new ways to tax the peasants. Piece by piece, the Abbey has taken away our rights to use God's forest to support our families. Law after law gets heaped upon us. Restrictions on how we can pay rent. Limits on where we can move, who we can wed. And now the death tax, which once claimed only our best animal and garment, takes half our estate. No consideration for widows, no consideration for children. What about the town council, the rat house? Or rat house? A community hall, I'm going to be saying rat house. A community hall where people meet, typically a council that governs day-to-day affairs under the authority of a lord. Who are you? Goat? Dragon? Many questions. Hello. Surely that is a sign that the abbot wishes to share his power, to listen to our grievances. You have a good heart, Ulrich. You always want to see the best in people. But no. The council is a way for the abbot to divide us, to pit a favored few against the many. I'm grabbing a blanket. It's a little bit chilly. Even though it's about to be midsummer, it's a little bit chilly. This is not charity. No, only greed and desperation drive Father Gernot. Yeah, there's Gernot. You'd think that if the abbot could, he'd steal a dead man's soul from heaven itself. Some good oratory. And when we protested, what did Father Gernot do? He locked the shrine of St. Moritz. Ooh. He won't allow the people of this town, the farmers of this land, to pray before the relic. Now, when we most need the intercession of the saint, the abbot has shut us out. Father Gernot's actions aren't just. They aren't Christian. We've endured this abuse for far too long. It's time we let the abbot know we won't take it anymore. Too right. Here, here. Yes. This has to stop. Stop. This is foolish. Soldiers are already patrolling nearby towns. If you push against the abbey, you'll incur the Duke's wrath. You could get the town razed and everyone killed. Hanna's right. The Duke is a powerful force in Bavaria. You're playing a dangerous game, Otto. You lot are no match for trained soldiers. If you don't relent, you'll be ground into dust, like the Swabian peasants. We could always grind you up instead, Lehrhard. They might be right if there are already soldiers about. I don't know about this. We'll stand up for what is right. God is on our side. Don't be shy. Speak up if you have cause. We won't be overrun. The peasants of Salzburg were able to take the city and have their cause heard. If the people can get the Archbishop of Salzburg to listen to them, then we can do the same with the abbot. Master Andreas, do you think my family in Salzburg is all right? They put up a good fight, Casper. Maybe your brother will have a good war story to tell him when you next visit. Maybe your brother will have a good war story to tell when you next visit, is what I think it should be. I think that hymn's not supposed to be there. Your brother will have a good war story to tell when you next visit. Oh no. My brother can't fight. He keeps the books. Enough is enough. We can't stand by while the abbot continues treating us poorly. People all over Swabia are taking back their God-given rights. Why shouldn't we do the same? A righteous cause. Martin's right. We deserve better. We can do this. Well spoken, Martin. Everyone ought to consider what he said. Martin has proved dependable these last few years. But if the words of men can't persuade you, perhaps a sign from a greater power will. The abbot may have locked us out of our saint's shrine, but God has shown me that he is with us. ... I think that's all I should say for now. Thank you all for coming. I know some things. Ooh, buddy. Good day, Andreas. Clara, it's been too long. How lovely to see you again. Hello, Andreas. I'm surprised to see you after all your long absence from Tassing. At this rate, we thought we'd never see you again. I was gone too long. I'm sorry for not sending word of my arrival. You certainly did pick an odd time to visit. We're in the middle of a strange season. Ah, you found the Gertners. Your speech was very rousing, Otto. I swear they get better each time. I hope the Duke doesn't catch word of this, Otto. The town could suffer for it. We're past the point of caring, Mahler. If you were in our position, you'd understand that. You're right, it's not my place to judge. I'm just concerned. It's appreciated, but we know the risks. Otto, did you really see a sign from God? Is that true? Let's see. I understood why many people hate the abbot. Check. Disobeyed the abbot to get Otto's help for the dig. Check. Stood your ground when Matthew approached the grave. Check. Said you didn't care if Matthew told the abbot about the dig. Check. We're on really good terms with Otto. Success. It is, Andreas, I swear. Oh, art of persuasion. I've passed 5 dialogue checks, and that got me 15 gamer score. Heck yeah. Come talk to me later. I'll tell you what I can, alright? Anyway, Andreas, you and yours should come by the house for supper. We'd be delighted to have you. That sounds wonderful. We'll be there, Clara. Ooh. Hey, Andreas. Andreas, you're back in Tassing? Just for a few days. I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. Oh, yes, Brother Piero. What a talent with color. I'm sorry, Andreas. He was a sweet old man. I talk to him sometimes on my breaks up at the Abbey. I'm surprised Prior Faring didn't give you an earful. Well, he did before the, unpleasantness. I'm sure you know how it shook things up at the Abbey for a while. Brother Guy made it clear I wasn't welcome at Kirsau when I arrived, so yes. For what it's worth, for what it's worth, you're still welcome in Tassing. Anyway, Matthew's prior now. Still strict, but a bit quieter about it. So maybe it's a change for the best. Who's to say? We don't have to live by the rule. Then again, we all have to live under Father Gernot's rule, which is probably worse. Oh, are you in with the peasants' interests? Well, of course. Gernot has been running them into the ground. On top of that, we can't even use the forest anymore. Any of us used to be able to go fishing in there. Not anymore. How far are you going to take this? Well, I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not leading the thing. But I trust Otto, and the peasants do too. He's a good man. The whole town knows it. Even Lennart, though he wouldn't admit it. They're the same picture. Say, Andreas, how's the married life been treating you? After you left here and returned to Nuremberg, I take it you were married? I was. Sabine, she was waiting for me. I hope the married life has treated you well. I still have not found anyone. I fear it's never going to happen. Really? Not a single person has caught your eye? Well, when I was in Innsbruck a few years ago, I saw a real pretty girl at the market, selling painted pots. I think about her sometimes. Maybe more than is Christian. Hold on. You need to go back to Innsbruck and find that pretty girl. What? Really? Life is too short to spend dreaming about the loves you could have had. Trust me. You seem to feel strongly about this, Andreas. But it sounds foolish. Juvenile, you might say. Maybe, but it feels right. Well, if I ever have a chance to get back to Innsbruck, maybe I will. There's something to look forward to, after all. I thank you, Andreas. You're a man of inspiration. A pleasure. Until later, Indris. Until then. Oh, the yawns are hitting early this sesh. Hi, Ursula. Hello. Hello, Ursula. Do you remember me? No. Should I? You used to poke me in the foot with a stick to wake me up. I did? You did. I stayed in the room upstairs. I kind of remember that. Mom and Dad sometimes talk about you. They said you went away for more training. What was that like? Well, while I was in Krakow, I learned a new printing technique. No, not about the art, Andreas. About your travels. All right, all right. We've got to tell the interesting stuff. I saw a cave where a dragon lived. What? Really? Yes. Under a hill the locals call, I'm gonna guess, Wavel? When the dragon was alive, it was so hungry it demanded 3 cattle to eat every day. Or what? or would eat 3 kettles worth of people. But eventually, the king got tired of this and came up with a scheme. They fed the dragon a kettle skin filled with sulfur. What's sulfur? A stone that burns. They set a small fire in the heart of the sulfur. After the dragon ate it, the fire spread and burned the dragon from the inside. But it's gone now, right? Yes, of course. I couldn't have visited its cave if it were still alive, could I? Oh, right. Andreas, can I ask you something? Of course. Do you know the stories about Percha and the Wild Hunt? Perkta. Perchta? The Wild Hunt. In Germanic folklore, the Wild Hunt is a supernatural cavalcade of spirits and fiends which may cause destruction or portend war and other catastrophe if not adequately appeased. The Wild Hunt is often led by a legendary figure, such as Perchta or the Devil. A little. I didn't learn about them until I lived here. Why? Are they bad? Bad how? Well, my grandpa tells me things about Perchta and spirits and charms. And the old woman, Attilia, she talks about them too. It says all these words I don't understand. She told me they're part of the old ways or something. So why do you think they're bad? Well, my dad says that I shouldn't listen to any of it. He said it's nonsense and that Father Thomas would be mad. He said he only tolerates it with old people because they're too stuck in their ways. I don't want to get in trouble, but Grandpa says if I don't learn the old ways, they'll just be forgotten. So, are they bad? No, they're not bad. You should learn what you can while you can. Really? Yes. It's important for you to carry on the stories and knowledge of your ancestors. Oh, that makes sense. Thanks, Andreas. Until later. Hi, Veronica. Hello, Andreas. Good to see you back in town. Hello, Veronica. How have you been? Oh, you know, pulled every which way. Mom's been a cow about when I give her grandchildren. As if I'm not doing enough work already. You're married now? Oh, yeah, I guess you wouldn't know. Big Jorg and I were married 2 springs back. You make a lovely match. Thanks. Now Mom's nagging about when we'll have kids. You shouldn't rush something as important as children. That's what I keep telling her. Maybe you should talk to her, Andreas. If it comes from someone as successful as you, maybe she'll pay attention. Anyway, I should get back to work. We're all preparing for the festival. I'll leave you to it. Until later, Veronica. See you, Andreas. Hello, ill Peter. Nailed it. Eh? Oh, it's you. The artist from a few years ago. Yes, Andreas Mahler. I'm surprised you remember me. Everyone seems to think my mind is going, but it's still sharp as a nail. Andreas makes nails, you know. Good man. Right. Are you staying with my family again? No, I'm staying at the Golden Hand. Ugh, those misers charge us just as much as the pilgrims for a drink, but won't support my son in his cause. That new abbot must have gotten to them, the bastard. Why do you hate the abbot so much? Everything went to shit after Father Matthias died. That man, God rest his soul, never increased taxes. He might have asked for a tithe and harder winters, but we were happy to help the abbey then. We could take from the forest as we needed. Brother Florian used to help us in our illnesses. We did an autopsy with him. Not of him, with him. Let us follow in the ways of our forefathers. A true Christian, that old abbot. That doesn't answer my question. I'm getting there, goddammit. Father Gernot promised he would keep everything between the abbey and us peasants the same. And we were foolish enough to believe him. At first, he refused to allow Florian come down anymore. Taxes got higher. He stopped allowing us to pay in goods and livestock. Now he only takes coin, as though we can come by enough of that in a year to pay our rents alone. The bastard doesn't give a damn about us. Not how Father Matthias did. Father Gernot's been an ass longer than I thought. You should talk to my son. You should help him stop that bastard abbot. I should go. All right. I can't go back and check out my old room. Hello, Andreas. Hello again, Andreas. We're about to sit down for supper. Care to join? It would be my pleasure. It's truly a blessing to have everyone back together again, if only briefly. Keep an eye on that bay of yours, Andreas. Boy of yours. See that he minds how much he takes. Young boys eat too. God-damned much. Peter, stop that. Andreas is our guest. Why don't you lead us in grace? Fine. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. We pray again for our beloved Christine, gone now these many years. Please help me protect my family in these difficult times. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Assorted amens. Master Andreas, why are we the only ones with bread? Quiet, Casper. Andreas, it's so good to have you at our table again. And with another guest. Is this young man your assistant? Casper, yes. He's my apprentice. Ah, that would explain why I saw him writing in that little journal. I remember you did the same thing when you lived here. We're going to save that cheese. We're going to start with the pottage. Do you still draw in your journal, Andreas? Excuse me. Not really. The work I do now is pretty rote. If you can call your paintings work. And we toil all day, and that despicable abbot is starving us all while he sips on sacramental fucking wine. Lay off him, Dad. He's only just got here. How have the fates been treating you these last few years? Cough. Duh. The Lord is testing us with another hard season, I'm afraid. That's one way to say it. Been miserable as shit all around. Yes. Maybe you should be resting, Grandpa? If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna do it sitting up at my own goddamn table. The whole family's been ill, Andreas. Peter, his father, and Ursula with an ague. And me, well... Clara lost a child in childbed a year ago now. A tragedy. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you, Andreas. It was some time ago, but, well, such things linger. It was monstrous. Monstrous. Surely, the Don't think about it. Just keep the conversation going. You're already thinking about it. Please just leave me alone. Just for a while. Alright, just for a while. Surely the child is with the Lord now. The Lord doesn't seem to look our way any longer. That's why it's time for us to take matters into our own hands. We're eating. He's right. Please, can we not talk about this now? Jorg was here. Jorg here was married while you were away, Andreas. Yes, I've heard. You and Veronica make a good match, Jorg. Thanks. Jorg has been good to me. There aren't many options. There aren't many other options in Tassing anyway. It's been a couple springs, but I'm still not used to being married. Or soon to being married. Congratulations, Jorg. I'm happy for you. Thanks, Andreas. It's been our one blessing in a dark season. With children soon to come, I hope? What? I don't get it. Cough. Do you? Oh, forget it, Ursula. What have you been up to, Andreas? What should I say? My life seems so far from theirs now. My mind's gone blank. What do I say? Think of something. There has to be something. Don't leave them waiting. I can't think of anything. Nothing but my miserable little problems. They'll think you rude if you don't say something. These two both sound whiny. I've been so busy with Casper's apprenticeship, I never have time to myself. Better not have any children, then. I do my best to be helpful. Cough, cough. Ursula, maybe you should excuse yourself and rest. You're sick. But Mom, I'm still hungry. Here, Ursula, you can have mine. It's not fair that nobody else gets any bread besides Master Andreas and me. Stop! Ursula, give it back to him. I'm not going to have people in this town saying we can't feed our goddamn guests. Besides, we all have work to get back to, don't we? Good. Time to get back to it, Andreas. We'll see you and your boy later. I was just thinking we ought to go anyway. Don't push it. Don't push it. Let's leave it alone. Da 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 da. The sin of Saul. The sin of Saul. The first monarch of Israel. According to the Old Testament, Saul was divinely rejected from the kingship after disobeying the prophet Samuel's instruction. Master, did you hear that? It sounded like someone crying out. I think it's Sister Amalie? She's a mystic. She may be having one of her visions. Sister Amalie. Sorry, let me take that one again. Sister Amalie? Are you alright? The Philistines. This is the hand of God. Compline. Compline. Sister, is there something happening at Compline? It's Compline right now. No! Wait. The artist. Andreas. Are you alright, sister? I'm tired. Was I talking? No. just crying out. Oh, perhaps it was a nightmare. It is difficult to tell sometimes if it is a demon disturbing my sleep or a messenger of God. I wish Father Thomas were here. Would you like Casper to go get him? If he could, yes. His house is just around the corner. Corner. Casper, run and get Father Thomas. Yes, Master Andreas. Your son? No, I have no son. My wife and I... It's all right. You don't have to explain. I have little advice for mothers and fathers. My world is one of spirit, decoupled from the march of life and death. I see and hear your world turning from this little window, but they are mercifully small glimpses. Mercifully small? This cell allows me to contemplate mysteries without the noise of the outside polluting my thoughts. Your world is the world of normal lives and normal thoughts. It can be difficult to hear the divine, much less make sense of it. I have no will to be part of that world. I strive to have no will at all, but to subordinate myself to the will of God. When my will is God's will, God graces me with his visions, confusing though they may be. To join your will, to be intimate with Jesus as though he were your wedded husband. That is a bold thing to say, Master Mahler. Where did you hear that? Why do you assume I heard it? I have thoughts of my own. Of course, but you have given me no indication of living a contemplative life. I am glad you have an interest in spiritual matters. But these are not words to speak lightly, nor ideas to speak lightly of. The revelations we experience can be terrifying to us, and to those who witness us experiencing them. They are not dreams, but waking visions of the greater divine forces, the greatest even. I'm sorry, I did not mean to offend you. I am not offended. But it is difficult for us to communicate these experiences through the written word. Sister, what is that hole in the ground? My grave. I dug it before Father Thomas read me my funeral rites, before I was enclosed in here. Each day I dig a little more in it. Most people find it shocking, but this is my devotion, my vocation. Once someone finds their calling, they must answer it fully. What if the calling is wrong? I wish I could give a helpful answer, but I don't know. I felt this was my calling even before I could admit it to myself. Is your calling in question, Andreas? Is your life? Both, I think. I've lost my love. My love for art, love for family, love for anything. The last 7 years have been hard. It was all too much for me. Don't lose hope, Andreas. The human heart is no small thing. It can hold so much. Andreas, thank you for sending Casper. She asked for you. Are you all right, Sister Amelie? Sorry, let me take that one again. Are you all right, Sister Amelie? Yes, Father. I may have had another vision. I remember little of it. Master Mahler and his apprentice heard nothing specific. That is unfortunate, but I am glad you are all right. Andreas, Casper, could you excuse us? We appreciate your help, but I must tend to her now in the church. All right. Good evening. God bless you both. Master Andreas, I'm confused. What did that all mean? I'm not sure, but the last time I heard Sister Amelie have a vision, it was just before the Baron was murdered. What? Do you think... Could Sister Amelie be receiving warnings? No, that's too simple an explanation. There are layers and layers to divine messages. No revelation with real power or prophecy could we understand plainly. The meaning must be hidden or implied. Sounds complicated. Come, Casper, let's retire for the evening. Oh, and speaking of, after the sleep sequence, which I can't remember if there's a full sequence or not, but next time we are awake, that's when we'll call it. It's late, I should get some rest. Go to sleep. Yeah, just normal sleep. Yeah, just a short little session. Just a short little session. We'll do some more in the future. Look forward to it, please. Until then, look forward to Suikoden 2 on Tuesday, wrapping that up. And then some excitement. Yeehaw. Is there anything else? If you ever want to check some archive videos, I mean, you're probably watching this on YouTube, but there's the 2 weeks on Twitch. You might be seeing it. There's a link down below on Twitch that'll take you to my YouTube channel where I do my darndest to export all the video. So you can go there and catch up on the Pentiment playthrough. What a treat. Is that it? I think that's it. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time.